Hello again, friends and loyal Wolfpack members. Chaos here with the mighty Ducky, and welcome back to Zero to Hero. This series we go from space crap out pilot to hopefully one day God amongst the stars. Now today we are in our Asp Explorer, which we have set up for combat. I mean, I know this ship isn't the best for combat, and what we're planning to do is actually go and swap out this ship for something different. Now, I know I usually give the Fer-de-Lance a lot of stick because I'm not a big fan of it. It's mainly because of the feeling I get from the cockpit. I'm not a big fan of being set off-center. I mean, yes, we're set off-center in the Cobra, we're off-center in a lot of the ships, even the Anaconda, the Python, but those, it's less noticeable. So it's passable. But in this ship, I'm not a big fan. Not this ship, not the Asp, but the Fer-de-Lance, I'm not a big fan of it. So what we're going to go and do is we're basically just going to go and try and upgrade. We need some more money behind us, because we need at least, I'm thinking, about 80 million potentially, so we need about 60 million more. But in order to do that, we're going to have to go and make some money. But that's not what we're doing today. Today, we are basically just going to go and have a look for some resources. Today, we want to go and try and gain some resources so that we can go and modify our frameshift drives for grade 5. So, best way of doing this is to head off to a very specific type of system. Now, it took me a little while to find it, and as soon as we get outside, we'll go and have a look at what I'm talking about. So, let's get out the window, get out the door even. And then we'll get on our way. Now, let's have a look. Now, the system that we're heading to, I've actually got to go and have a look over this way. Here we are. As we can see, it is an Anarchy system that is in famine. Now, unfortunately, the population is not as large as I would like, but we're going to go see if we can make this work. And why have we got this? Why are we going over to a system that's in famine? Well, in famine, you have distribution centers, which are centered around populated planets. And what you find in there are Type 9s and other trade ships. So we're going to go there and we're going to go and blow them up. So that's the plan. And because it's an Anarchy system, we're not going to get wanted for doing this. So this is going to be interesting. The way I found this was by coming over here into the tab here, on the map tab, on the second tab here, on the drop-down menu, setting it to government, and then basically untabbing everything but Anarchy. Then, to make this more easily viewable, I set the max population down to minimum, because if you have that on max, you can't really see much, because we'll see in a second, all of these should start shrinking. There they go. So set that down there, it makes them easier to see. And then I just went through a bunch of them, had a look around, tried to see if I could find one that was in famine. Now, it took a while, and eventually we found the system that we are in. So, yeah, that's what we did. And now I'm actually going to go and set this back to what I usually have this set to. And that is Star Class, and everything, basically, as you can see here, everything from L all the way down to Wolf Riot turned off. So we've still got White Dwarfs and non-sequencing stars. But basically, everything from M and up are scoopable stars, and we have it set by filter. So what this means for all of you PlayStation 4 wolves that might be watching this is that your root planet, it will be filtering your route by the highlighted stars. So you're more likely to come across, well, you're very, very likely to come across systems that have scoopable stars. You're very unlikely to keep running out of fuel. So yeah, that's what it's for. It's to make sure that we don't need much fuel. I've only ever run out of fuel once. Unfortunately, this was about 17 to 20,000 light years away from the core. So, yeah. Well, no, not from the core, but 17 to 20,000 light years away from the bubble, I should say. So, yeah, it took a fuel rat about 7.5 hours to come and rescue my dumbass. So, yeah. hopefully this will help you not come to the same end. Oh, I didn't even come to an end, but end up in the same situation I did back then. Now we have got a fuel scoop here. You can see that we're actually parked in the Corona, and it's taking a long time to scoop. Now this is because we've got a really low grade fuel scoop. Now we're not going to hang around too long because we don't want to go over 100% heat, because if we do, we're going to start taking module damage. We're not going to explode or anything, but we will start taking damage to our internals. So things like our shield generators, shield boosters, frame shift drives, they will start taking damage because they are very delicate. So 100% heat is the threshold for them taking damage. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit more explanatory at the moment because, yes, we do have a lot of more commanders. And I did actually see a post, or not a post, but a tweet on Twitter, which was hilarious. It was a couple of days after the PlayStation release. It was like, we need a whole lot of PlayStation rats to go out and save people. It's like, yeah. In case you're unaware as well, the Fuel Rats are an awesome community in Elite Dangerous, and they actually have their own website. If I remember, I'll put it in the video description. If not, just Google them and you'll find them. They'll come and save your sorry ass if you have gone and gotten yourself stranded. So they'll come out with their fuel barges and come and save your butt. So they're an awesome community, and no, they don't require payment. They do it just for the fun of it and just for the fulfillment factor. Right, we've got 2 more jumps to get to our station. Hopefully, well, our system even. I'm saying station because I'm hoping that the system has a station, so that we can actually go and stock up on limpets, because I realised that after leaving the station where we were docked, I'd forgotten to go and pick up some limpets for my collector limpet controller, because I don't fancy scooping up PCs into the cargo scoop myself, really. I don't like doing that all that much. Now, I'm curious how many materials we've currently got, but we'll check that when we get into system. Now, also, apologies, Jan Trensinger, I actually don't accept friend requests on the mighty Ducky. I don't do it on Mal Reynolds either. It's only my main account which I do actually accept friend requests, because these accounts, I only really play them when I'm recording, and I don't want to see this person came online, this person came online, this person went offline constantly whilst I'm recording. So apologies, but that's how it is. Now we don't... Now I see we have resource extraction sites. Now we have something out of... Yeah, we've got a distribution centre right there. That's what we're after. But first of all, we're going to go and drop into the nav beacon. And as before, this is because we want to go and get the system map, even temporarily. But what we want to check as well is how many materials we have. We've got 10 arsenic. So at the very least, what we want is we want to get 10, around about 10-ish chemical manipulators. Do we have any of those? We have 5. We want a few more of those. And we also want some data mined wake exceptions. Do we have any of those? No, we don't. So it's those 3 items. Arsenic, data mined wake exceptions, and also the chemical manipulators. These are what are needed for a grade 5 frame shift drive extended range roll. So that's what we're going to try and get. It's mainly the data mine wake exceptions, but the great thing about these distribution centers is you've got ships jumping in and out, not just the Type 9s and the Type 7s, which you get the chemical manipulators from. So we get 2/3 of the recipe or the blueprint in this one area, at least potentially. I did this on my main account. We were in there for about 4 hours, and I ended up with 32 rolls for my frameshift drive. So that was awesome. And naturally, you don't have to... I'm going to the wrong map as well. So there we go. We've got the system map here. So, right, okay. What have we got here? Do we have restock? Yes, we do. Do we have commodities, power contact, auto dock, restock, repair, fuel, exploration contacts, docking? Okay, so we don't have outfitting. We do have outfitting here, however. So we're going to go here. So this is the great way of finding out what we've got in the different stations. You come out, you highlight the station like that. Sometimes you have to avoid everything else in the map. And then come to the second tab and it will tell you under facilities what you've got there. It also has auto dock. Tuning, not sure what tuning is, but oh well. I'll have to find out what that means. You think I'd know, actually, by now, wouldn't you? We've got commodities, exploration data, and outfitting. What I'm hoping for is trying to find a wake scanner, because I don't know... Let's boost. What scanner we've got, because usually we have a kill warrant scanner. But if we've got a wake scanner, then it's not too much of an issue. So where's our scanner? Come on. Scanner, scanner, scanner. Data link scanner. Have I missed it? I probably have. I probably have missed it. I'm not paying too close attention. Sensors, frameshift drive, interdata, chaff launcher, heatsink launchers, cockpit. Do we not have? Actually, that's a thought. I can just have a look over at the fire groups, can't I? No. Okay, so we don't have a scanner. Alright, that surprised me somewhat. And the reason I don't have heatsink launchers and shield cell banks on a fire button is because I've bound them to a specific button. You can do this in the controls menu. Shield cell banks are under, I think, ship miscellaneous. Heatsink launchers are under heating. And like chaff launchers and so on are under the data link scanners. You can't anyway, but I think chaff launchers are also under miscellaneous. So let's get back into Super Cruise, because I've been waffling along enough as it is and we haven't really seen any action. So let's go and get some action. What it'll be nice to see as well is, because we have got one distribution centre close to our main jump-in point, I want to go and see if we're going to have another one further in, because this station is over 1,000 light seconds away and we can't actually see instances such as checkpoints, resource extraction sites and anything, or even distribution centres outside of 1,000 light seconds away. So, because basically, as you can see here, we can see nothing down here. So we can't see, well, we can see starports and bases. Those are the one things we can see, but instances such as points of interest, like signal sources and so on, we won't see them unless within 1,000 light seconds. But unidentified signal sources, they just pop up randomly. Now what we can do is, if we go and hit blue speed, as it shows in our target indicator, we can actually just go and speed up now, but there's no point. We'll get there soon enough, because we'll still be within blue speed, or low enough speed to actually be able to safely jump from Super Cruise. And here we are. Let's go and request our docking. Okay, so where is our docking pad? I suspect it's going to be on that larger piece. Actually, there it is. I see it. It's up here. There it is. We can see it now quite clearly, and we're coming in from the wrong side. So we're going to go and do my little patented maneuver called the pirouette, where we go up, over, and spin around over the top. Now, I am using a flight stick. I'm using the X52 Pro, so maneuvers like this are a lot easier for me. This is going to be a lot more difficult on mouse and keyboard. And here we go. We just got to go and center ourselves. And this ship is a lot more responsive than I'm currently used to. I've been flying my Imperial Cutter on my main account, so I'm used to a ship drifting a lot more. So here we go, we're in, and what we want is to go, well, first of all, to advanced maintenance. And restock is unavailable? Why is restock unavailable? Oh, okay. So, what? Oh, wait a sec. I didn't check whether restock was available, I just checked whether outfitting was available. Right, so what we want to have a look at is our utility mounts. So what are we looking at? 2 heatsink launchers, a chaff launcher, and a shield booster. Oh, okay. Could have sworn I'd gotten something else, but oh well. Let's go and remove one of the heatsink launchers. I don't know why I've got 2 of these. So, oh no, they don't have what I'm after, so that's awful. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go and check eddb.io. to go and find out whether or not we are going to be able to pick up what we're looking for around this system. So what do we want? We want a frame shift drive wake scanner, probably D-rated, maybe E-rated. There we go. This is where we need to go. There it is. And apparently we can find one in Swanson Horizons, which I suspect is this one. Yes, there we go. But this should also allow us to go and pick up some odds and ends. Now, I really should have probably checked this beforehand, but oh well. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't. But you know what? It's my job to make mistakes so you guys don't have to. And here we go. We've got ourselves a frame shift drive wake scanner. Now, the thing with these scanners is what's going to happen is if we look at the power draw, 0.2 on an E, 0.4 on a D, so that's double, double again, and double again. So basically the power consumption on these scanners is the same for every single one, whether that's manifest, kill warrant, or wake scanners. The power draw goes up exponentially. So unless you've got a lot of spare power, there's no point going for the larger ones, because the range increase that you get is kind of irrelevant, especially if you're in a fast maneuverable ship. The smaller ones are more than sufficient. And one more thing before we leave, we need to go and actually fill up on Colimpets. So there we go, we've got those, and we've plotted our route back to Jala, so let's go and get ourselves some Type 9 kills. And here we are closing in on the distribution center. Now, as we can see, it is actually just in orbit around one of the populated planets. So this is Jala 3. Now, bear in mind, these systems are not going to be staying in famine permanently. The states for the systems like famine, boom, war, civil war, outbreak, all these different ones, these are temporary states. They're based on the background simulation. So whatever's been happening to a particular minor faction in that system will be reflected in the system's state. So also bearing in mind, this has to be the minor faction that's holding the system, that owns the system. And here we go, look at this, 2 Type 9s right off the bat, 3 Type 9s even. And a bunch, if we have a look at contacts, a bunch of navigation beacons. And there we go, we've just had something drop in. So we've had a couple of haulers. Very soon we should be having some frame shift wakes to scan. As we can see, we've got a couple of ships flying off like the clappers, so they're most likely going to be jumping out, and hopefully they're going to be jumping out to another system. There we go, high energy FSD wakes. So what does this mean? This means that we can go and scan these and hopefully get our hands on some nice data. What we're hoping for is data mined wake exception. Did we get anything from that? No, we didn't. Question is my data full? No, it isn't. Okay, so where is the other high energy wake? There it is. It's less than 2.5 kilometers away, so I don't even have to move to go and scan it. Now, this isn't exactly the most thrilling thing to do, but we are going to be jumping around back and forth in here to go and pick those up. There we go. Eccentric hyperspace trajectories. They're okay, but they're not what we want. Oh, bugger. Didn't realise that was as close as it was. So let's get ourselves turned around and get this thing scanned. Thankfully, we've got 2.5 kilometers to play with, so we're still good. What have we got? Strange wake solutions. Okay, again, not what we need, but they're not terrible. Again, high energy wake. It is still within scan range, so let's scan that. And let's see what we're going to get. Now, the thing is, data mined wake exceptions are the highest tier of data for this particular kind of class of data. So they're not going to be dropping very regular-like. But what we can go and do is, whilst we're waiting for things like this to go and show up, because we don't actually have any extra wakes to go and scan just yet, we can just go and blow up one of these Type 9s. Now, what we want to do is we want to go and target the power plant. Now, this is easier for me because I have my scrolling through the subsystems targeted, bound to a scroll wheel, so I can just scroll one way and get that done. So what we want to do is take its shield down. Oh, I just realised I don't have any pips to weapons. There we go. So we're going to start firing cannons at it to try and take out its power plant. So let's just fire with the cannons for now. We've got something else targeting us, but it's a fighter, so we're okay for now. As soon as we get this thing taken out... There we go, we've got our shields back up again. We're not worrying about it overly, because literally it's just a Type 9 and a fighter. So let's try and take this thing's power plant all the way down, because the second we do, we can then just go and focus on the fighter. There we go. That's down. Where is the fighter? There it is. So this thing is dead. Dead in the water. Yes, I know I'm not putting pips into systems for my shields, but I'm just bad like that. I generally prefer a much better offense. There we go. That's that dead, and now we can pretty much just go and start killing this thing with impunity. Although it did just go and reboot repair. So let's keep firing at its power plant. And eventually it will just explode. Like that. There we go. Look at that. So that was great. Now, did we get something we wanted? Yes, we did. Look, chemical manipulators. There they are. So let's fire off a collector. Collectors do have two modes of collection. Targeted and untargeted. As we can see, this is targeted. It goes really quick. And the collector goes and expires the second we've collected that one piece. So what else we just see there? We've also got configure components. Basically a bunch of stuff which is not terrible. And some conductive ceramics. Those are nice as well. So what I'm going to do is fire off two, not targeting anything. And what these will do is they'll just pick up everything within range. So they'll pick one up, drop it off, and then fly off for something else. So this is great. So this is going to be giving us some more items. Now what I want to do as well is put pips back into systems, which I really should have done to begin with, and get our shields regenerated again. Having a look in here, we can see that we've still got a good amount of space here. Basic conductors, not sure if we need them, but there's still a bunch of engineers that we need to unlock, so I'm not going to be in the habit of throwing stuff away right now. Shield emitters 46 might be a little bit over the top, so let's go and get rid of 16. 30 of those, so that might be useful for rolling up one of the engineers. And we'll just pick up the rest of the items here. So last item we're picking up is a configurable component, and then we've got a lot of high energy wakes to go and scan. So let's go and do that. So we want to go and start targeting the scans, the wakes, and it's behind me. Typically it's behind me. He's behind you! So we'll boost over, start scanning this one, and we'll scan it from the second we are within 2.5 kilometers. So holding down the button, there we go. Now what we can do is slow down, start pressing down on our maneuvering thrusters, and this will allow us to kind of swing past whilst we're still scanning. Strange wake solutions, not what we need. 10, 10, 5, 10, 7, 11. Where's that 5? There we go. Oh no, it's disappeared. Because that's another thing about these wakes is they don't last forever. So there's the 7. Let's head over that way. That's the closest one to us that we can see so far. And we'll see if we can get a couple of rolls left on the... Well, we'll see if we can get a couple of rolls for the grade 5 frameshift drives. It will be great because what I'm planning to do is actually just save these to go and use when we have our next ship. We've got anomalous FSD telemetry, not exactly what we need, but it's still okay. 5 kilometers. What are the other ones at? 5, 5. Okay, that one's ahead of us, so we'll scan this one and then move off to the 2. And then if there's nothing else to go and scan, we'll then go and take out another Type 9. Nothing from that one. Okay, we've got one that's scannable from where we are currently sitting, so we'll scan that now. that was the ship that just jumped out as well. So like I said, these places are great for getting 2/3 of the blueprints. Atypical disrupted wake echoes and anomalous FSD telemetry. Again, not what we need. Oh, another one within range. And naturally, it just degraded the second we looked at it. Hopefully this one's not going to degrade. So come on, just last another few seconds. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. There we go. Strange wake solutions. No. And another one just popped up. And another one. We seem to be getting quite a few of these just jumping out in the area that we're in. Strange wake solutions, FSD till... Where's that? Oh, it's behind me. Did we not get another one? There. Oh, there it is. So we'll get this one scanned. I don't know, this is a bit of a break in the pace, but it's all learning. FSD telemetry. We'll go and scan this last one and we'll go and blow something up. Now you'll notice that we've currently got 2 floating limpets with us, because they will stay with us for a good amount of time. Basically until their fuel is used up. The better your limpet control, the longer they last. There we go, we're scanning again. What are we getting? Nothing. Anything else? We've got one. Is it in decent range? No, it's behind us. So let's go and blow up another Type 9. Coming in a little hot. Now the thing is, if you actually don't blow these up too fast, they will keep respawning as well. So you are going to be set. Now the question I've got here is does this have an onboard fighter hangar? It's got mine launchers, point defences. I can't see anything about a fighter hangar. Now do the others have fighter hangars, or does it not tell me? We have to wait until the scan completes. Missile racks, shield generators. Doesn't say anything. I don't think we can actually target the fighter hangars. I don't think it tells us if they have fighter hangars or not. Oh, we got something from that. What did we get? Distorted shield cycle recordings and aberrant shield path analysis. Okay. Just curious. No, doesn't say here either. So, oh well. What I'll do is that one's competent, this one is competent, and this one is also competent. So nothing in it there either. So, alright, okay. Let's see. It is fighting back at us. Oh, that's what it was doing. It was firing on our limpets. Okay. Now we don't seem to have a fighter this time around. It does just seem to be this guy. But also his power plant seems to be a lot less protected than the previous one. Now, there we go. His power plant's down. Let's just go and blow him out the water. If we just keep firing on his power plant, look at that. We're getting to blow up at 63% hull. 2, 1, boom. There we go. So, let's see. What have we got from here? We need contact still, so let's scroll down. We've got more chemical manipulators, configurable components, conductive polymers, lots of lovely, lovely loot. So, collectors, I'm going to go and pick up all of this. Well, considering there's not a lot, I'm only going to go and deploy one collector. And then, as soon as we've got all this lot up, we're going to go and blow up some other things. Now, if you are role-playing this, we are technically blowing up ships looking for humanitarian aid. So we're kind of being very bad people right now. What we're going to do is we're going to go and blow one more up, and then that's going to be it for now. Now, again, because we've targeted them, they are firing on our limpet. That's not a huge problem. Again, I just realised I'd forgotten to put pips into weapons. But that's not a huge problem. Let's throw out some chaff because they are firing at us. And I just realised I'm not targeting the power plant. So let's put up a shield cell bank. We'll put out a heatsink launcher to compensate for the additional heats. Because we don't want to overheat. There we go. His power plant is down. We'll keep firing at it and eventually he's just going to explode. There we go. He started exploding. You can hear the explosions from inside. We've got the victory music already. Da, 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 da. Kind of thing. Almost. There we go. And another one gone and done. We've only got one distribution ship currently, but there will be more popping in, but they only seem to come in up until a certain point. Now, this one did not drop any chemical manipulators, but it has dropped chemical processors, mechanical components, heat exchangers, heat dispersion plates, oh, we got heat exchangers already, conductive polymers and conductive components. Again, all stuff that we're going to need for engineers. Now, we did just have some ships drop in. Was that another distribution ship? No, yes, it was. We have another Type 9 dropping in. So, if you're here by yourself, this is going to be a great way of just keep going. If you're here with a wing, you'll generally kill them way too fast, and you may need to find a system with multiple distribution centers so you can jump between the two. If not, just jump out to make sure all of your wing is out of the instance, turn around, jump back in. It should reset the instance. Yes, it's not exactly believable, it may be a little bit immersion breaking if that's your thing, but that's how you go and do it. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I do hope you guys have enjoyed it. Now, we've gone and gotten ourselves a bunch of chemical manipulators. We've got ourselves some more scan data, but it's not the scan data we're after. We want some datamine wake exceptions. Now, we are going to sit in here for a little while after this episode finishes recording, and we are going to go and try and get as much as we can for that. So hopefully, by next episode, we're going to have some datamine wake exceptions, but this is how you go and do it for yourself. So, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Neither of those good enough for you, that's what the comments are for, and just head down there. Let me know what you think of this particular method of finding materials. It is very, very convenient, and there we have a Type 9 looming in the background. But anyway, you can also come and join our community on Facebook or Anara. Links are going to be in the video description. I've been Commander Chaos Wolf from Sci-Fi Gaming. You guys, as always, have been epic. I will see you soon. And until next time, my fellow commanders, keep flying and stay shiny.